at popculturemadness.com.
I'm Matt Waltz, and I sing and play guitar in my darkest days.
I'm Sal. I play lead guitar and I sing a bit in my darkest days.
I'm Brendan, and I play bass.
Awesome. So, how are you enjoying this tour with Nickelback so far? How's it been going?
It's been good. It's pretty neat to see Nickelback blow up the arena every night.
Literally.
And then Bush has been awesome. So impressed with their show. And then Seether, we've been fans, and we toured with Seether a few times, and
They're always awesome.
It's a pretty killer tour to be on.
That's great. So, Sick and Twisted Affair has just been recently released, and, the feedback's been amazing so far. How happy are you guys with that?
We're happy. Going into the record, we're kind of freaked out because we had so much time on the first record to do it. But once we got started, we started kicking out some good ideas, and we're pretty happy about it.
That's good. So does negative criticism ever affect you guys at all?
I read it, but after the first record, I think I got used to it, and I don't really care what trolls on the internet say anymore.
I think we grew some thicker skin after the first album. Well, you kind of have to, because you can't, read that stuff and let it get to you.
Yeah.
Right?
Look at Nickelback. They're literally probably one of the biggest bands in the world, and people talk shit about them all the time. Like, who cares? They're doing their thing, and they're massive.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Doesn't really matter.
As long as we're doing what we love, we don't really listen to people that hate on our band.
So, I read that this album came together more quickly than you anticipated. Like, what was the recording process like?
Quick.
4 months.
Yeah, we're
Wow.
kind of pressured to get it done. We had this tour set up, and we had a lot of time on the road to come up with ideas. So it wasn't too bad. But like I said, going into it, we were a little freaked out. But then once we're in it, the ideas just started flowing.
That's cool. So you guys are a band that can write on the road. I know some bands have to take like a total separate time out for that.
Yeah, like most, being a new band and it being 2012, we just don't have time to relax, or if you want to have a career in music, you got to put it first, and sometimes you don't get a vacation.
Technology makes it a lot easier to record on the road, right? Like we all have our laptops, and we have I bring a MIDI controller and guitars, in the shower. So if we ever want to, we can record in the bus.
I was actually doing that 5 minutes ago.
Technology's changed,
devil.
like the way you can record and how you can create. And
Absolutely.
it's very cool.
That blew me away. Matt showed me the iPad he's got, and you can hook it up to GarageBand and play guitar through it. It's pretty awesome.
Sounds better than most of the amps we had.
That's true. Soon the amp is going to be replaced by iPads.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's funny because I can like hook my iPhone up and get like the same programs. I mean, it's like really small, but it's like unbelievable.
Crazy.
So, Porn Star Dancing was like off the first album, and Casual Sex is the single off the new album. Am I seeing a trend here?
Well, after the success of Porn Star Dancing, obviously, coming off our sophomore record, we wanted something that would compare at least the music video and content to the people who really loved Porn Star Dancing. But the rest of the record is not like casual sex throughout the There's a lot of other material evoking tons of different emotions and different vibes. But yeah, it's definitely fun to shoot that video and write and put together that song. It was a hard day at work.
I can only imagine.
It's strange how well the porn stars got along with the sheep. I was very impressed, actually. There's a lot of animal lovers. Yeah. I don't mean like that.
Let's clarify. So is there any fun behind the scenes stories from the video shoot other than sheep?
So much. Like, we found like the porn stars are like very similar to musicians. We walked into like their dressing room at one point, and
Several times.
yeah, and they were just like, we heard them speaking. They're like, "Oh, I haven't showered in like 3 days, and I got this giant like cum stain on my shirt." And we were all thinking like, "Oh my God, we say that every day
Just like
too.
us."
They're just like us."
Only they don't have penises.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's true.
So, what led to your decision to do like obviously the triple X version and then the clean version?
Well, why not? Like, if MTV
Yeah.
and like Much Music and those places don't play music videos anymore, we can do whatever we want now via the internet.
Yeah.
So why not go to the extreme
Do you feel?
Everybody,
and get Matt to make
take the tops off.
Yeah, that was literally what it would be. We'd shoot the scene and the director would go, okay, let's do it again. Tops
Naked.
off, ladies.
It's an excuse to get Matt to make out with naked chicks with bunny heads on.
Yeah.
So, without naming names for you guys, what has been one of your, worst or funniest relationship stories?
Ooh.
Dated a hooker.
Yeah, Reed,
This kind of takes the cake.
you go ahead.
Oh. I was fraternizing with a very beautiful lady for, I guess, a period of weeks throughout the beginning of our first tour.
Months.
Okay, months, whatever. Grace time. Anyway, so I was with this girl who was very pretty and always had lots of money and lubricant. And so that wasn't a red flag to me at the time. However, within the span of a few weeks of realizing, hey, this girl's got a lot of money, she doesn't work, she has no real friends, and she seems to really like having sex in hotel rooms a lot, it eventually occurred to me that she was a very classy, nice, and still dear to my heart, escort. So after a period of mourning and confusion and STD checks, I grew with it. And now it's just a cool story to tell. And that is the story of me dating a hooker.
Now he has to pay every time he wants to see her, which kind of sucks.
You know what? It's worth every penny.
If you think about it, you got a really good deal.
Yeah, really good deal.
She was giving away, man. Actually, she bought me my acoustic guitar that I use for all our meet and greets and our press acoustic stuff. So.
He holds it dear to his heart.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any?
Nothing.
Nothing tops that. Nothing tops
Then
that.
I said that I did
Oh, yeah.
porn star briefly.
Oh yeah, wait. What should we talk about that?
Let's not name names. There was
Okay.
a very pretty girl from the Casual Sex video that I was able to fraternize with. She's a cool chick. We'll say no more than that. But.
What?
Okay. So, what are your plans for after the tour with Nickelback?
I think we might have our own headlining tour. Jägermeister's gonna sponsor us around the country, or we're always open up for other bands. And 3 Days Grace hopefully is gonna be finished their album soon for all you 3 Days Grace fans, and hopefully we can open up for them.
So, as another just for fun question for you guys, what's the strangest rumor that you've heard about yourselves?
I'm gay.
I've heard that one too about me as well.
Yeah. Sal's gay.
Yeah. Well, we go on each other's Facebooks when they're open and change.
Gay shit.
Yeah. We post stuff that we probably shouldn't be posting on our own pages, and we've been known to change like our like status to what like into men or women. Like if Reed's Facebook's open, I'll change it to men, and then that's
Sal actually recently went into my Facebook and terrorized a bunch of children. It was not me. I swear to God, it was him. So that's the last time I'm ever leaving my Facebook open.
Supposedly I'm Chad Kruger's cousin
or son
or nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to wonder how some of that gets started, but then again, we're back to internet trolling. So.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's crazy like how far stuff can get. Like a few days ago, it was like in the newspaper and TMZ that Chad Kruger had died. It's just like crazy how quickly rumors can get around, and literally like we'd seen him the night before.
Yeah, I said to him, yeah, be careful the next time you're driving them jet skis, dude. Supposedly smashed a jet ski. I'm like, you're like Jesus, you came back.
He's like,
No.
So, what's been one of the most memorable shows that you've played?
Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
That's pretty epic.
The very first one I think would have been probably Point Fest, because it was like the first giant festival we'd ever played.
And after like one song, our power died. So like, we were. I think a lot of situations, bands would have just been like deer in the headlights. But luckily, we were able to just like Sal got them talking. Dougie did a huge drum solo. Brandon's kind of just like running around trying to get people drinking,
Filming
them all.
Reed climbed.
I climbed one of those riser thing,
Yeah.
jumped down, and then we went crowd surfing for a little while and just got people all riled up until our power came back on, which is, I think, gave the crowd a different kind of experience that they would have usually would have never had. But I think it's something that people appreciated from that, just being able to entertain with power or not.
I keep hearing like such good things about that festival too. It keeps popping up. Like I know it's one of the big ones.
It's a great rock city.
It really is.
So, I mean, do you guys have a preference between like bigger festivals like that and like, you're playing these huge arena shows now and then, I've also seen you guys in the smaller club setting. Do you have a preference between the two?
It's all different, really.
Yeah, we like the clubs because we get to invite all the girls on stage at the end. And we like the arenas because of the big sound and just the big room. It's pretty cool.
There's positive aspects, but each type of show, right? They're all good though.
I like playing arenas.
Yeah, arenas. It is really cool playing the arenas for sure.
Yeah, I've heard like it's a different feed off the energy in the room. Like, the smaller the place, like everybody's like in each other's faces, and then here you're like a bit further away, so it's like a
There's
different.
10 times more people here too.
Right,
So
exactly.
Feels like we're in Colosseum in Rome or something sometime. I just keep waiting for like lions to come out and attack us or something.
Like bear baiting.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what's been one of your most memorable fan experiences?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh, we
Hey,
talked
last
about
night in
any
the
of that.
dressing room.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, so can I tell this one, Reed?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Was that last night? Two
Yeah,
nights ago.
that's 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago, we play at our hometown, big home city area, Toronto, and I walk into the changing room, and literally there's a girl.
Was on stage.
Huh? While Nickelback's on stage, I walk in, and there's a girl just finishing putting her clothes on, and Reed's there, and there's a condom on the floor. And I'm like, oh shit, I walked in on them. So I leave, and 5 seconds later, this girl's on the Jumbotron flashing everybody. And I'm like, how the hell did she manage to bang Reed, run out, and then flash the Jumbotron like
Sounds like
seconds
I know
later?
this. Where do I know this?
Where do I know this?
I walked into the restroom and he's got his pants down, she's got her pants down, her boobs are out. And I'm like, what the hell? Our whole family's there and shit.
It was family
Yeah,
night too, so everybody's hanging out.
I went
In the
and
vicinity, they were not like.
I went and took a leak and then shook her hand while Reed was having sex with
She
her.
felt very awkward about it. She didn't stop her from having
Nice to
sex.
meet you.
Yeah, we're very close like that.
Having sex, huh? Good job. See you
Yeah.
guys.
We got a high five going, and then he left, and then I finished. And
I
then
shook
we
her
watched
hand,
the
she
show.
was kind of wet, and I was like, I'm gonna wash my hands now.
Wow.
That was a memorable fan experience.
That's pretty much daily basis.
Love from the crowd?
Yeah. Did you meet her that night?
No, she's a dear friend.
So, what is the most misunderstood thing about your band, would you say?
Clearly that Reed is gay, because he's not.
Yeah, we've learned that.
I don't know. Maybe like I've heard on a few occasions that people are like, oh, these guys had it easy because they had a relative who was in 3 days grace and all that kind of stuff. And I think it's actually quite the opposite. Being close to people like that, people in the industry hold you to a way higher standard than probably anybody else because they expect you to know better and to be better. So yeah, that's probably one of them, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
No, I can definitely understand that. And what's been one of your biggest challenges as a band? Is there any important lessons that you've learned?
Just to keep your head up and just always, no matter how much smoke people blow up at you, to just keep your head down and keep working hard and always be concerned with the music. And
To always be a student of the industry. You never think that you're good enough. Always improve.
Push through the good times and the bad times, I think a lot of times when people get to the good times, they kind of just start to relax and think, wow, I'm here. And I think that's the time where you should just push even further.
the second you stop climbing that mountain is when you start falling, right?
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about the rise of social media, within music now and the way that we share things and everything is so immediate and, have you guys obviously probably embraced that? And,
Yeah, we cater to it. Yeah.
Has made sort of, to some extent, entertainment even more disposable than it was before.
Yeah, absolutely. There's the pros and cons to it. I guess a pro is that you can connect with the fans much easier and you can constantly be in touch with fans throughout days, weeks on end, as much as you want, and they can be in touch with you as much as they want. But I guess the con to it is everybody is doing that, so you're kind of competing with who will be exploiting more information, because fans just want to know and they want to be there and experience. So you're constantly trying to find ways to give them an experience.
Unlike that of your peers.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas back in the day with bands, it was all about like the mystery, and fans would have to go out and find information. Now fans don't care to do that because they can literally go on Google and find whatever they want to know.
So, how do you feel about the current state of rock music right now? Do you think that we're due to see a resurgence of that?
I think that music is so separated because people can just go on the internet and see whatever they want, whether you want this kind of music or this kind of music or this kind of music. It's all there for you in spades. So I don't know if there's going to be a resurgence of one genre ever again because of the internet and social media and everything and YouTube. I think that people will just, whatever they want, they can get in whatever capacity they want.
Early 90s, it was dance beats. Everything on the radio was all dance. And then Kurt Cobain came out and kicked everybody's ass.
Yeah.
So hopefully that happens again.
I think rock is coming back though. Like if you just walk down the street, like look how many people are wearing just 13-year-old kids wearing like Pink Floyd shirts and like Zeppelin shirts, and so I think people are like starting to go back and rediscover music again and why it was so cool. And I think they'll just go through the eras and they'll rediscover their Nirvanas, and it's cool to see like a 16-year-old kid like wearing like a Nirvana shirt because that wasn't a band of their time at all. So it just shows that they're discovering music again.
Looking back at like Johnny Cash and Elvis and
Yeah.
those guys, man, they were like some badass.
Yeah, dude.
They were badass.
I'm obsessed with Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis was badass.
So, what was the first album that left a lasting impression on each one of you? Do you remember the first one you purchased?
Never mind.
Yeah, mine was probably that was probably the most impactful.
Mine was Faith No More was the first record that I bought.
It's an awesome CD.
Yeah, I bought it from Max in Norwood when I was like probably 8 or 10. I remember opening it up and seeing a bunch of slaughtered cattle inside of it.
They no more like invented the modern rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you guys so much for taking time out to speak with me. What is the rest of 2012 hold in store for you?
Touring. Yeah, lots of tours.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yes. Very well put, Matt. Very well put.
Great. Thanks, guys, so much.
Thank you.